You guys, this whole Nicki Minaj and Cardi B situation is getting wild again. The drama is back, and it's louder than ever. These two have been throwing shots all week, and Twitter is literally on fire because of it. Every time you think it's over, they spin the block with another post. The beef has been brewing for years, and if you've been keeping up, you remember that 2018 chaos at the Harper's Bazaar Icons party during New York Fashion Week. That was the night Cardi stormed out with that big bump on her forehead, and the whole internet lost its mind. It felt like a movie, and honestly, nobody thought they'd ever be in the same room again without things popping off. Now fast forward to this week. The tension feels just as real, maybe even worse. The way they've been talking, it sounds like if they ever cross paths again, it might go down for real this time. They've been coming for each other's music, families, and even personal lives, and it's getting way too deep. Fans are split right in the middle, Team Nicki or Team Cardi, and the shade being thrown online is next level. This isn't just some petty argument anymore. It's turning into a full-blown war. The shade is getting deadly right now. Things really exploded after Cardi dropped her new album, Am I the Drama? And oh, she definitely is. Not long after the release, Nicki jumped online and threw what looked like a sneaky subtweet, posting 4.99 to mock the album's iTunes price. That one post lit the match, and the internet's been burning ever since. Cardi wasn't having it. She fired right back, saying Nicki should be competing with legends like Drake, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and Rihanna, not trying to go after artists from the next wave. That comeback had Twitter spinning, and from there, things got way too personal. Next thing you know, both of them started dragging each other's families into it, and that's when it got real nasty. Nicki threw shade mentioning Cardi's daughter, Culture, and Cardi clapped right back by talking about Nicki's son, Papa Bear. Fans couldn't believe it. The tweets were flying, getting deleted, reposted, and screenshotted faster than anyone could keep up. At one point, Cardi went off. She said, "Girl, it's your son's birthday. Why are you on Twitter writing essays about me? For the love of God, go to Chuck E. Cheese." That line broke the internet. The nerve, the timing, the savagery. It was pure chaos. And the wildest part? Neither one seems ready to stop. Writing. When did I ever have a seizure? You the one who went on stage and said you didn't want to call 911 after that scary moment you had at that awards show. Talk about projection. I'm right here, and she even posted a throwback pic from that Harper's Bazaar spill, like she's reminding everybody what went down. Then she jumped on how pressed someone got over an album, saying, "You ain't got a hit," and acting like feelings got hurt because they didn't get noticed. Messy energy, for real. She even dragged family stuff into it, saying someone hadn't even cut their kid's cake. Wild timing, considering everything else going on. If you're gonna come for somebody, at least pick a time that ain't their family day. Listen, enough with bringing kids into grown-up fights. I'm tired of the shade about children and private life. Keep family out the receipts. If we're talking receipts, keep it about the music and the tea. Not personal attacks on kids or health stuff. Be you, but stop using people's families as bullets in a beef. She really took things to a whole new level with that post. She said some harsh words about Papa Bear, claiming, "I'm sorry you can't even speak or bang spoons because your mom couldn't put it down." Then she went even deeper, accusing Nicki of ignoring her own son on his birthday because she's too busy being obsessed and dark-spirited. That was a cold shot. The internet could barely breathe after that one dropped. Then came the next jab. Drop the addy right now and don't go tagging the feds like you did 3 months ago. She wasn't holding back at all. The tone was fiery, angry, and personal. She followed it up with a shocking claim about things said when Nicki was younger, accusing her of still carrying that pain into adulthood, saying she's miserable and full of trauma. It was a total digital meltdown, and everyone watching knew the line between beef and cruelty was starting to blur. And then came the Rock Nation talk. Cardi snapped back, saying, "Why you keep bringing up Rock Nation? I'm not even signed to them yet." That part made people pause, especially since fans noticed the tension seemed to start after Cardi's album featured a Jay-Z sample. She'd even said in an interview that Jay-Z personally cleared it for her, and she was super grateful. But some fans think that might have hit a nerve with Nicki. This feud just keeps getting uglier, and the music industry is watching every single move. So now things are getting even messier. Nicki's been throwing shade at Roc Nation and Jay-Z nonstop. She's been posting pics, dropping cryptic captions, and even calling both of them out directly. It's wild. Fans think Nicki's got tension with Jay-Z's camp, and seeing Cardi working with him, especially after getting permission to use one of his songs, might have lit a fuse. It's like Cardi's success just hit the wrong nerve at the wrong time. Cardi, on the other hand, wasn't backing down one bit. She fired back saying, "You said vulture? What? Blink that slow sun that came out you were wishing negativity on me when I was pregnant, and now look at your karma." She even added, "Look what your rotten attitude produced. Now he 5 years old, tiptoeing around and can't spell his name." That comment shocked everyone. It was harsh, cruel, and definitely crossed the line. Then she got even more heated. "You lying funky feet. Nobody called the cops on you. It was your man running his mouth online while on probation. Now you acting tough again, talking, find us, drop the addy, girl, please." At this point, Cardi kept repeating, "Drop the addy," like she was ready to throw hands for real. The energy was straight chaos, like these two were seconds away from turning tweets into a brawl. The fans couldn't look away. This wasn't just shade anymore. It was war in real time. Man, I hate that the kids keep getting dragged into this. The stuff Cardi said about Nicki's son was over the line, straight up nasty and unnecessary. Keep the family out the fight and handle the music beef like grown folks. Cardi also clapped back about the album price, like, "Why you calling me out for selling mine for $4.99 when you sold yours for $5 once?" Then she called Nicki out for always bringing up Roc Nation and kept pushing. "Drop the addy. Where you at? You said you was gonna check our DMs and make a move. We still waiting." That whole pull-up energy was real. It felt like she wanted it to pop off right then. Meanwhile, Nicki went on and threw more jabs online aimed at Cardi's kid, even saying the mom was about to have another one and acting petty about a baby's hair length. That's cold and petty. Jealous energy, deadass. This whole thing keeps spiraling from career shade into straight personal attacks, and it's getting uglier by the minute. Keep the drama on the tracks, not on the kids. Then Nicki fired off again. She said, "I'm gonna kick your gums back into formation." Yeah, she really said that. She even called Cardi and her team Camel and Rat, while bragging about not being fazed by botted tweets and fake comments. Then came the wildest line. She dragged someone named Desiree, saying, "Now she got fillers since I said she's ugly. Now she's uglier." And she ended it with a jab that had everyone gasping. "Oh, Camel, let's talk about your kids today. That's on the docket." She even said it like she was hosting her own messy talk show. Shuffles papers. The audacity. But Cardi wasn't sitting quiet. She clapped back instantly saying, "Here you go starting again, nice and early. You sick, pathetic, demonic loser." She reminded everyone that she'd been saying this since 2018. That Nicki's been throwing shots about her child since before the baby was even born. Cardi said, "It's one thing to be jealous of me, but jealous of my kids? That's insane." Then she went darker, claiming Nicki's jealousy ran so deep that it made her bitter toward her own family. She said, "You hate your child because you can't brag about his milestones. The only thing you brag about is hair." It was harsh, personal, and hard to even read. Like, this wasn't rap beef anymore. It was pure venom. At this point, Cardi's fury exploded. She was calling Nicki out for even thinking about her kid, snapping, "You gonna kick my child's gums back?" The internet lost it. Nobody could believe how brutal this had gotten. Cardi went all the way off in this one. She said, "Didn't you say you was in New York this past week? Where you at? 'Cause today, gonna be the day I go to jail. like she was really ready to throw hands. Then she switched gears and wrote what felt like a whole emotional letter to Nicki, saying this was her last time responding because it's past Twitter beef now. You could feel the tension through the screen. It sounded like she was dead serious about wanting to handle it face to face. She told Nicki straight up, "You said out your own mouth that the little girl inside you hasn't forgiven your mother yet. And that's because your mom stayed silent when your dad." She started pulling out heavy family trauma right there on social media. It was raw, uncomfortable, and way too deep for the internet to be reading like that. Then Cardi said, "I know you went through a lot of trauma, but it's not gonna save you. You need therapy." She kept going, saying Nicki's husband lets her do whatever all day just to keep her numb while he maxes out her credit cards. That line had everyone's jaw on the floor. Then she added, "You think I don't know the girls that come through your house? They be spilling your tea in the hood every time you kick them out." Finally, she hit her with something that almost sounded like tough love. You need help. You need to heal that pain. You attack happy people because you hate seeing joy when you're still hurting. That message hit like a mix of truth and rage. Fans couldn't tell if she was showing concern or throwing shade. Either way, it was the most personal and explosive part of the feud yet. Cardi went nuclear in this part. She said, "Your fans gonna gas you up while you literally lose your damn mind," and claimed Nicki didn't have real friends or family, just that man in her house who lets her wild out till she passes out so he can spend her money and flex fake hood chains. It was vicious. Then she dropped the mic with, "I'm not throwing away my career or endorsements arguing with a possessed addict. I'll see you when I see you." That sounded like a warning, not just words, but Nicki didn't stay quiet for long. She came right back swinging, saying, "Stop playing with my kids. You just mad because your son's favorite color is 5. Get out of here, you airhead." Fans were totally confused by that favorite color line, but it didn't matter. The energy was pure rage. Then she reposted something that mocked Cardi's daughter's gums, and that's when things really hit rock bottom. The comments blew up, calling it cruel and unnecessary. The internet was split between disgust and disbelief. Cardi clapped right back, saying, "Quiet as kept. The truth is, you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years, and you heavy on them meds." She accused Nicki of not listening to anyone around her, saying the only person with power in her life was her husband, Kenneth Petty, and added, "We all know what happens with that Amex when you sedated." Then Nicki jumped back in with a cryptic post, starting with, "Dear black women, I can guarantee you that," and just like that, the feud turned from personal to public spectacle again. Nobody knew what she was going to say next, but the damage was already done. The internet was on fire, and both fan bases were in all-out war mode. Nicki went off in full queen mode again, posting a wild message that had everyone talking. She said, "The general public that y'all think y'all see and hear, they're bots and paid opinions." Then she bragged, "The WO was me, Energy, and Gag City. This is the queen. We are the Barbs." She hyped her fans up like she was leading an army, saying, "They see it, babe. They just pretend not to because it costs them money, maybe even their freedom." The way she said it had folks thinking she was dropping some kind of coded warning. Then she got cryptic. "They're livid, especially when they had a cut in that casino. Let that marinate, LOL. I got 5 albums charting right now." And she didn't stop there. Nicki claimed, "They're using Barney B to rage bait so they can push a song off that flop album." The shade was heavy, and you could feel the claws out through the screen. She wrapped it up with, "They see it, babe. They're afraid. Hope that helps. Love you." It sounded half like a pep talk and half like a villain monologue, dramatic and petty all at once. But Cardi clapped back hard and fast, saying, "Always want to fake, dear black women. Girl, shut up. You've beefed with every black woman in the industry." Then she kept swinging, like, "Girl, who beefs with SZA? And you be slick throwing shots at Beyonce, the most unproblematic person ever." She called Nicki out for bootlicking white artists and posting their wins while they never show her love back. Cardi finished her rant with pure confidence. "Let me tell you something. I say what I want, when I want. You don't stop nothing here. Ain't nobody scared of you. It was pure fire, confident, bold, and full of smoke. The whole internet was watching like it was a heavyweight fight, and neither one looked ready to back down. Nicki finally tried to flip the script with a long post saying, "We'll never, ever get online and talk about another black baby again. I can guarantee you that. And I'll never call black women roaches or monkeys again." Somebody had to do it. That message shocked everyone. It sounded like she was trying to end the madness, but also low-key throwing shade. Then she added, "It's funny how all the other queens stayed silent while she mocked my son for years." Cardi didn't let that slide. She fired back, quick. "Wait, I mocked your son? When?" "I posted my kids being smart, spelling their names at 3 years old, 'cause I was proud of them. And then your fans started attacking my baby. Even my sister had to jump in. Why was Wave being dragged? Because you and your fans are insecure about your own child, that's why. The crowd online went wild, the moms were now in full defense mode." Cardi kept going, demanding proof. "Bring the receipts. You're not flipping the narrative like in 2018. Show me where I mocked your son." She was heated but clear. She wanted facts, not feelings. Then she explained why she refused to stay silent, saying, "I'll stop soon, but I'm not letting her rewrite history." That's why she deleted tweets early, trying to make it seem like she was the victim. Cardi ended her rant with a sharp question. "So was she mocking my kid when she posted her son's hair length and called it banging spoons? 'Cause I didn't take it that way. That line hit deep. She was calling out the hypocrisy head on." Nicki then dropped the final flex, posting, "Sweetheart, the general public just sold out my tour." Like she wanted the last word to be about her success. Pure boss move energy. But at that point, the internet didn't care who was on top. Fans were exhausted, timelines were flooded, and the feud had turned into one of the messiest, loudest celebrity battles in years. Subscribe to Juicy Reel for the full breakdowns, wild updates, and all the hottest celebrity drama. 'Cause this saga isn't over yet.